Look, I didn't do anything wrong. Just lived a little while my husband worked late. Then a courier handed me a thick envelope at Sunday lunch, and my mother gasped when she saw my name on the summons. I told everyone he was being cruel. I didn't realize he had every screenshot ready. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. I didn't think I did anything wrong. I only stayed late a few times, laughed with people who made me feel seen, and went home before midnight. Jonah acted like I had betrayed him because I came back smelling like bar food. I said he was being dramatic. At home, the lights were always too bright, and the kids asked too many questions. I told him I was tired from extra work, that payroll deadlines were destroying me. He asked why I wore perfume if I was just entering numbers. I told him the office had new clients, and I needed to look professional. At Tri-County, Colin stopped by my desk every afternoon. He said I made the long days better. I told myself he was just friendly. After work, we met others at Rook and Finch Tap Room. When Jonah called, I said I was helping a coworker fix a spreadsheet. Colin joked that I was practicing freedom. I laughed and said I deserved it. At home, Jonah asked again why I was out. I told him HR made me stay late. He believed me, mostly. My sister Sabine texted, asking if I was careful. I said Jonah didn't need to know everything. She sent laughing emojis and said every wife needs her own life. I liked that idea. When I posted a photo of my drink, I cropped the reflection in the glass. Jonah commented, asking who took it. I deleted his comment and said he was being insecure. In truth, I liked that he noticed. It meant I still had power. Sunday dinner at Teresa's house always felt like a test. I walked in wearing heels and a new blouse. Jonah came straight from a job site, still in his uniform. I said he could have changed if he cared about appearances. He just nodded and kissed the kids. I told everyone he never plans anything and ruins the mood. When he tried to explain the emergency call, I interrupted, saying he used work as an excuse for everything. My mother laughed and said I was right. Men hide behind busy. Teresa frowned. I poured more wine and said I couldn't live like a ghost waiting for him to come home. Jonah stayed quiet through most of dinner, which only made me talk louder. I told the table that he tracks my phone and doesn't trust me. He said he never did that, but I told everyone he must have forgotten. My sister whispered that he sounded guilty. I felt proud when the others nodded. After dessert, Teresa brought out pie, and I joked that if Jonah made as much as Colin at my office, I could finally buy a real vacation. The room went silent. Jonah set down his fork, looked at me once, then said we'd handle the budget differently. He stood up, thanked Teresa, and left early. Everyone stared at me. I said he was overreacting, that he couldn't take a joke. Still, the silence felt heavy. When we got home, he didn't speak. He just took the calendar off the fridge and folded it away. At work, Priya from HR asked to see me. She said there were questions about my badge times. I smiled and said I'd been staying late for deadlines. She showed me that my exits matched Colin's check-ins almost every time. I told her it was coincidence. She nodded but made notes on a form. That afternoon, I texted Jonah that HR had praised my effort. He replied with a short, "Okay." It annoyed me. I wanted him jealous, not distant. Colin messaged asking if I could meet near the airport, said we deserved a quiet talk. I told him maybe. I booked a room under my name for privacy, just in case someone saw. I took photos of the carpet, the ice machine, the breakfast plate, never faces. On social media, I wrote solo recharge. My mother commented hearts, saying I needed rest. Teresa sent Jonah a screenshot. He didn't reply. When I came home the next day, everything was neat. The kids were eating dinner, Jonah calm at the table. He asked if my networking trip went well. I said yes and kissed Nora's head. On his desk sat a manila envelope with my full name on it. I asked what it was. He said it was nothing urgent and kept serving food. Later, when everyone slept, I peeked. Inside were printed photos, screenshots, timestamps, the hotel name circled in pen. I closed it fast, heart racing. Still, I told myself he wouldn't dare use it. When our neighbor had a birthday at the tap room, I insisted we go. I wanted people to see us together, so no one could say I'd done anything wrong. Jonah agreed but barely spoke. I made sure to laugh loudly, touch everyone's arm, show I was fun. Someone asked if my girls' nights were wild. I said they were the only reason I stayed sane. Jonah stood by the bar, quiet, sipping water. That annoyed me more than any argument. I told friends he didn't dance, didn't flirt, didn't know how to have fun. They laughed politely. I said he checks our receipts like a detective, as if I'm hiding gold. He only smiled. The calm in his face made me furious. When someone mentioned a hotel charge on my joint card, I laughed and said it was for Sabine's hair client. I texted Jonah later, saying he embarrassed me by being so stiff. He didn't answer. Colin texted too, saying he was done with drama. I told him I'd fix it, then deleted the chat. If there's no proof, there's no guilt. As we left, a man stepped from a car and asked my name. I said yes, thinking he was a delivery guy. He handed me a packet, wished me good night, and walked away. The top page read, "Petition for legal separation and temporary orders." I stood on the sidewalk, everyone watching, the music still playing behind me. At the law office, everything smelled like paper and coffee. Jonah sat across the table, calm as stone. His lawyer, Paul, spoke for him. He said there were timestamps, hotel receipts, and screenshots from my own posts. I crossed my arms and said none of it proved anything. Paul nodded and kept reading. Jonah never looked at me. I said Jonah was controlling, that I needed space. They ignored that. Paul explained the motion: temporary custody, protection of finances, freeze on credit cards. My stomach turned, but I smiled and said he was trying to punish me. Jonah said quietly that he just wanted peace for the kids. At home, I told my mother it was just paperwork to scare me. She cried, saying maybe I'd gone too far. My sister stopped replying to my messages. HR sent an email asking for confirmation of attendance logs. I realized Jonah had already asked for them through legal channels. In mediation, I said I never cheated, only networked. They showed a photo where Colin's reflection shined in my sunglasses. I laughed and said mirrors lie. Still, the mediator noted it. When I saw the draft custody schedule, my hands shook. Jonah would have Leo and Nora most weekdays. I said it wasn't fair. He said fairness was for people who told the truth. I couldn't think of an answer. At the courthouse, the clerk stamped the papers with a loud thud. Jonah thanked her and tucked the folder under his arm. I followed him into the hallway, saying we could still fix things, that the kids needed us together. He said the kids needed calm, not chaos. His voice never rose once. Outside, my mother waited by the benches. She asked if it was final. I said only temporary, but it felt heavy anyway. Teresa took the kids to the car, backpacks in hand. Leo waved, confused. Nora held her stuffed rabbit and asked if I was coming home. Jonah said, "Mum will see you soon." I walked after him, saying he was breaking the family. He turned, met my eyes, and said I already had. Then he opened the car door and drove off. When I reached our house that night, the front light was on but the door was locked. My bag was inside, just behind the glass. I knocked once, then stopped. The sound of the deadbolt clicking was the only answer I got. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next story. Write in the comments from which city you are watching.